your host, Christiana. I'm so excited to be with you today. And as we always say, the Cafecito is about everyday people doing extraordinary things. And we have yet another extraordinary guest with us today, the amazing Tiffany Williams. I feel like singing.
I think there should be like a crowd in the background.
Welcome, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Just, getting it together for this morning.
No, we were just talking about that, the struggle bus. No, yes. I really appreciate you being here with us today. We know there's a lot going on in your world. And so, we appreciate you taking out time to connect with us. So before we go any further, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, it's so funny. Like, I feel like I have a hard time talking about myself. But I'm Tiffany Williams. I am a model, fashion and lifestyle blogger, and I also run Black Creatives SD. I also work with Black SD Magazine here in San Diego as well. And I love sharing what's happening in the community, and I love fashion and sharing like what I do day to day, and just drop as many gems as I can where I can.
This is so true. You literally, when I connected with Tiffany, I came across her page. My sister had been talking about you for a while. I didn't make the connection.
Oh.
And I happened to share a page with her, and I was like, oh my God, she's so amazing. And I'm like resharing it with, and literally she gives me the eye roll, emoji. And she's like, I told you about her. And I'm like, you didn't win, I'm
That's
like,
so funny.
Like checking her and stuff. But she was like, I've been knowing about her. She is amazing. But it's just a testament to, again, how far your reach is, not just locally, but abroad. You have this network that you've been able to build from the ground up. And I think in these days and times, we don't talk enough about the importance of the work that goes into that, to have that authentic following that you have put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into, and made sacrifices. It looks glamorous on the outside. Like, you go on her page, y'all, listen. Let me tell you how I was like, Lord, let me get it together. I'm not going to be ready for it. Like,
that is so funny.
I take tips from you. There are different ways that you'll wear outfits or hair wraps, or, and it's, again, you're celebrating beauty, but more so Black beauty. And which is important to me, because again, I love to see representation of someone that looks like me out there doing some amazing work. So how did you get into this space?
Well, first of all, thank you. Like, sometimes it's so funny. I feel like nobody's watching me, but then I turn around and like people are like, no, like I saw your video the other day and I thought it was amazing. And I learned how to put a sweater together with a t-shirt. I was like, oh, okay. Well, thank you. Like, I never know. Like, it's so weird because a lot of people don't tell me. Like, I have no idea like who's seeing what. So that makes me feel good. I'm glad that I'm touching people in a way that I've always wanted to touch people, because I've wanted to share what I love and like touch people in a way that made sense and like made it like real and not this like fake persona. I don't have this fake persona with anybody.
Right.
It's real as it comes. You'll see me in my head wrap in the bed, or you'll see me looking glamorous going out. So it's
the range is there. I appreciate it.
And I feel like that's important. I feel like that's important because a lot of people don't show that side of themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't share that, which I think is a problem, because people are going out and getting plastic surgery and thinking that they have to look like Kim Kardashian. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't have to look like Kim and Kylie. Like, it's okay. You can be yourself the way how you are naturally, and just, put a little makeup on if you feel like you need to. Be natural if you feel like that's what you want to do. Wear natural hair. You can wear a wig. You can do weave. Like, do what you gotta do. Like, it's okay.
Because even they don't look like them.
Right?
Truth be told.
For real. So, like, I got into this space because of that. Like, I wanted to show the realness behind, like, me and my life. Like, I don't have this picture perfect life at all whatsoever. Like, I live in my parents' house right now. I don't have my own place. Like, I work a regular job, which that's kind of like in limbo right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because like so many things are happening. It's like
Right,
changing day week
right.
to week. And I'm also doing like the influencer stuff and all of that. But it's like literally this is my entire world. Like I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I appreciate you speaking specifically to the whole like the Wizard of Oz. You know how like they talk about the wizard behind and they pull it down and it's nothing like what one imagined. And that's what the Cafecito is all about, is really showing how this experience that we all are taking part in as an entrepreneur is one that has a lot of similarities of uphill challenges, either financially or emotionally, or all of them mixed into one, and to be able to share in spite of those challenges. This is how I'm overcoming them. This is how I'm facing them. This is how I am experiencing them, right? I think is important for us to openly talk about. So when you first started out with like wanting to build this world and you saw the need for your voice, how did you, because I think oftentimes when you look at, and I don't know if influencer is a bad word in your world right now, but content creator, lifestyle blogger, there's a lot of like you said earlier, a lot of falsehoods. And how do you know how to stay in your own truth, living in that world? I may not be putting that correctly, but
I feel like I understand what you're talking about, like just being authentic to yourself and sharing the things that are important to you and sharing that with the world. I feel like there's some people that do struggle with that because they feel like they have to be these people over here, keep up with the Joneses type of situation, where they're over here barely making it.
right.
And that's not okay. It's like people are gonna find out that it's fake
Yeah,
one day
yeah,
because
yeah,
people dig
yeah.
and they call people out. So, cancel culture is real.
Dude, yo, it will put you on blast in a heartbeat. It used to just be everybody would be scared of Black Twitter, but like everybody just scared of the internet, the internet, the
The
World Wide Web.
interwebs are vicious.
Yo, man, they are. So I
So
hear
I feel
you.
like, sorry, but I feel like it comes with your own confidence and you knowing yourself before you start like sharing like all these things
Mhm.
that either make no sense to you and they're not really your thing, because people can kind of tell when things are not authentic and when it's not something that that person is sharing, especially in the influencer world. Like I feel like people can kind of tell like this person is not really into this product, they're just making money from it and they want me to click their link.
Yeah, yeah,
Like there's a lot of that. But and some of those people are like really big for some reason too, and that also gives like influencer marketing and the influencer world a bad rep and a bad name. So that's why sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be called an influencer just because I don't want to be those people. Like I create stuff, but I
yeah,
also have built a community, which is I feel like more important than like getting all of these like credits and like all of this stuff from people, just because like things come and go, but your community will stick to you and stick with you no matter what, and they'll help to build you up or they'll help to like give you guidance like if you ask questions. So, I mean, I feel like that's more important than like the stuff.
You know what? You're speaking to something that, like, literally is about sustainability in this space, and that's relationship. Being personable, being relatable, willing to connect with someone outside of the um, uh, opportunity to leverage income off of it. But just, I want to just connect with you. Like, I'm vibing out here in these streets and we seem to vibe together. Okay, let's, come together. But to your point, building a community is one that is sustainable, because now it's like you are exchanging. If it's a community, then I'm able to come and gather information, resources, whatever it is, take that back and then bring as well some resources. So it's like this kind of exchange that's happening. Yeah, I really like that approach. So as you're, kind of building out your community, and you're seeing, to your left and to your right of everyone kind of doing their own thing, and you're understanding, I'm building community and I'm creating a space where people can feel safe and exchange and share and all of that. How do you then go about monetizing that, right? Because it's like, do you go in with the intent of, okay, once I build this out, then I need to figure out how I can sustain a lifestyle from it? Or does it automatically start to reveal itself as you're doing it?
I feel like it's a combo. For me, just because like since I started off with as a blogger and as a model,
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to work on campaigns and work on shoots and do that side of things and like work with brands. And that's how I get paid.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like building a community and like that side, that's more like a passion project and that's more like my heart. So I'm not being paid for that whatsoever. I'm more so like working with brands, and if I can like help with agency reps and like things like that, like of course I will want to ask for a commission like on that side. Like that's kind of like what's happening at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
like in the works and like putting that side together. But yeah, for the most part, like within building the community, that's not anything where I'm just like, I need money and I want you guys to pay me to share your stuff.
Yeah, yeah, because there's a whole community that exists and, is succeeding, right? But it sounds like you have gone back to a place where your mission and vision must align with everything you do
Mhm.
in regards to your professional and your personal workspace. So, I mean, take me back a little bit. When you first was, looking at kind of being your own business, your own brand, because you're your own brand. Was modeling something that was always a avenue for that, or did you happen upon that?
No, I actually, it's so funny because a lot of people don't realize or don't know that I started modeling way before I started blogging. And it, for me, modeling has always been like a thing that I've always loved being a part of. But as I was doing more in the industry, I feel like I needed another platform or like somewhere else to share like things that are happening, especially in San Diego. A lot of people are like, there's no fashion here. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know designers here. So honestly, my blog started because of that. And I started sharing events and started sharing people that I worked with. And so I've always been about like sharing the community that I've been a part of and sharing things that are happening. So me starting Black Creatives, that's not anything new that I like haven't done before. It's just a different scale and a different side of things. So
Wow.
everything's coming like full circle and like
Yeah.
bringing in everything that I've already done before in the past, I want to say like 10, 12, 15 years or so,
Yeah.
just like meshing together now.
Wow. Okay. So tell us, this is a great entryway into talking about Black creatives. So you're modeling, and it's so funny because I literally thought it was reverse. I thought
Oh,
you were doing the communities and then start modeling based off. So wow. So the modeling came first, and then out of that kind of bloomed um, this other. So tell us about Black creatives and how you saw the need there and started to build that.
well, the need for Black creatives, it actually started after I've been blogging for a while, and had noticed that I didn't really see a lot of people that look like me. Like whenever I go places, I didn't really know a lot of Black bloggers in San Diego. I knew that like maybe a few existed, maybe a few weren't in the same like position that I was in. Because like since I was in the fashion industry here, I had been able to meet so many different people. And so when I started my blog, that kind of like just spread throughout the industry, and people were like, Tiffany has a blog. So I'm just like, all
That's
right.
the best. Word of mouth. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And then, and plus, like, I would, because I built relationships with other bloggers, being at other shows and events and stuff like that, um, it helped me to build more relationships here. And so I kind of like took off randomly, where I was just like, okay, well, I'm a blogger now. Like, it kind of like it was something that I wanted to do. Like, it wasn't anything that I was pushing on anybody, but I was just like, I wanted to share fashion. I wanted to share what I liked, and share what was happening in San Diego, and share the events that I got invited to, share the people that I knew, give insight of being behind the scenes, behind the camera, being in front of the camera, sharing how to be a model, how to walk, like all of that is what I wanted to put into my blog, and it is in my blog. So if you look way back in the crevices in old posts, all the information is there.
Yeah, no, exactly. Um, I think that's something that whenever we're talking about entrepreneurs and the role that you play, it is one of solving a problem. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, it's like there's a problem, whether it's a personal problem or a community. I love the community problems, or that we look to solve. So you saw a problem that existed and chose to address it, and it kind of, like you said, ballooned from there because you had hit a sweet spot. Where it wasn't just you that saw the deficit, it was widespread. So from there, the site, so it's on Instagram, and you're on Facebook as well, correct?
Well, for my personal brand, yeah, I do have Facebook, Instagram, I have a website, and I do have a YouTube channel. I do have Twitter. I have like pretty much everything. Pinterest.
Oh my God, I just
I'm
got
on
into Pinterest really.
I'm on all different platforms.
It is scary. But for the Black creative part, because I think what I'm learning as I'm like building out our social media for We The Plug social media, and as we're building out our creative side with the Cafecito series, and um, it's understanding not all platforms work best for your content. And so that's where I'm kind of like wanting to talk more about, because I think that, again, for you starting out as a model, and then the opportunity presents itself to blog, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start blogging. So it was like model, blogging, start this creative space community that you're able to put on a platform all the opportunities that are geared towards Black community or urban community, whatever title folks want to put to it. But um, how did you know, again, like which platform would be best for this content? Did you like do research on it? Did you just kind of test it out? Like, what was the thought process behind that? for you?
Well, for me, Instagram has always been kind of something that was easier for me to use. Navigating through Facebook, like I've been on Facebook since the beginning of time, since the beginning. When you needed a college email.
Same.
So
when I got off in 2011, me and Facebook got a divorce.
Well, Facebook, like I said, I still have my personal brand there, but like other stuff, people are like, you got a Facebook page for that? I'm like, it's not where my people are at.
Right.
Like, I don't feel like my people are there. So I didn't want to do Facebook.
Yeah.
And I feel like Instagram was just easier because a lot of people use Instagram to share stuff and like push people towards other things. And it just I feel like it made the most sense. And since I was already there and I already had a pretty good following over there, I just shared like, hey, this is what's happening, this is what I'm doing. And then people just started following. Like I shared it with people and it's been growing ever since.
That makes a lot of sense. I think like you had past experiences that you did trial and error from. So it was like you had been evaluating all along what would be the best platform. And based on that data collected, you then made the strategic execution for what site you're going to go on. So what would you say would be your top like 5 recommendations for someone who's looking to put content out there, and they're in the beginning stage of trying to curate what platform that's going to be on?
I would say first, get a website. Because a website, like you own it, get yourself a domain and build that first. Because I built a website before I built my Instagram. And I feel like that gave me leverage and helped me get out there a little bit more because people saw like, oh, she has a website. Like, this is serious. This is not something to play with. Like, yeah, I'm not just going to be a social media model. Like, that's what a lot of people were doing at the time when I first started modeling. I'm like, no, I want to make this something that's real. I want to get paid. And I want it to be like something that like people can come to see like my work and see like what I'm doing and see like a whole portfolio. Because I actually started my first website as more of a portfolio to share like what photo shoots I did, videos and like all of that stuff. All of that was on my website in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I kind of switched stuff up and started like writing articles and things like that. And so like I would use I still do. I use my Instagram to kind of lead, like talk a little bit about what's on my blog like every week, and then share like, oh, well, you can find out more if you go to glitzglambytiff.com. So I use it more for like traffic purposes, which I feel like a lot of people should pay attention to and like gear more towards. It's like, yeah, use Instagram as a way to share what you have going on, but don't forget about your other platforms and other ways to help drive that traffic to a space that you own.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a major place to start, is build out a website and build out something that it's going to live on, because Instagram only lasts for like 2 days, like the post.
Yeah.
So people are going to forget about it and they're never going to look at it again unless they go scrolling because they're being nosy.
Right. And I don't know if you really want, that's not, the person that you probably really want to deal with.
No. But I mean, I welcome them. I welcome them too.
Listen, they may be delivered. Who knows? So one, get a website. What would be number 2?
I would say kind of figure out what social platform is best for you, because some people they like video, so they'll go to YouTube. But YouTube is still like a good place to search for things. So if you love videos, I would say go with YouTube and start a channel. Mm-hmm. If you're more visual, Instagram I feel like is great, but then another platform to think about to share your links and stuff like that is Pinterest. Pinterest is huge because it's a search engine. It's not a social platform. It's for searching. So people will search something for dinner or like an outfit or
I searched best educational institutions to complete your PhD, and guess what came up? A whole plethora of
yeah.
content. I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put We the Plug on there because I was like, yo, I've been
You
sleeping
get so
on Pinterest.
much traffic. Pinterest and traffic is the GOAT. Like I tell everybody, use Pinterest. Use
Y'all, listen, if you didn't take any nuggets, she told you she was going to be dropping some gems and nuggets during this. Get your notepad out if you didn't know about Pinterest. Now you know.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
so good because like I've been like kind of dabbling and like adding stuff in, and I've been more so able to work on it more recently. And I've just been adding literally all my posts go there. I add some content from my Instagram, just things that like go back to wherever I want people to go to.
Mhm.
I add it all there, and I've seen my numbers change like within like where people are searching from and where people are coming from, and a lot of it is Pinterest, which I
Yeah.
was just okay, I'm on something.
Facts. Facts. And a lot of people, I think, especially when I talk to men about it, the first thing they speak of is that Pinterest is for women.
Not
And I'm
really.
like, dude, like Pinterest is not for, like, go on there and look at the demographics. Like Pinterest is like everybody. Like, and the age range as well is very vast on there. Okay, so we have website. Choose your platform wisely. Do research. Pinterest is a huge bullseye target. What would be number 3?
I feel like those are my top like ones because I mean like other things I feel like are extra when it comes to like your content, like where you want it to be shared at and like what's most important to you. I mean, you can monetize on Instagram, like you can get brand opportunities and stuff from there. So like if that's something that you do want to focus on, I would say go ahead, but don't forget about Instagram being a platform that is rented and you are borrowing that space. Have something where you are going to have people go somewhere else for like a full build out or like something where you can get more information from. Yeah, like social media in general, I think is great as a whole. It's great for driving traffic to like getting people to understand and know who you are. But I don't feel like it should be the end all be all. And there's other ways to really like bring your brand to a whole different level and not just on social media.
What would be another outlet that you would recommend outside of social media to leverage your brand?
Mm, I feel like networking and just like getting out there and speaking to people and talking to people in general is a good way. Like going to events like when you can, because you know right now events aren't really happening. But
I know, or they're happening in a scary way where it's like, listen, wear your mask, folks. If you go outside, stay here. Get yours, stay here.
well, things are
Where's
a
my
little
mask? I need to have my We the Plug mask.
things are a little bit weird and scary
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go out and just like go talk to people on an everyday basis if you don't feel comfortable. But I mean, it's good to meet up with people and good to, like I said, network and gather kind of like your tribe, your pod, like people that are
Yeah.
doing similar things to you. Making friends is something that I'm very grateful for within social media and like people that really respect what I do.
Yeah.
And we're able to kind of bounce stuff off of each other and help each other in a way that is helpful for like whatever anybody's doing. So make friends. Like those people are
Be
important.
open. Yeah.
And yeah, be open to all criticisms and ideas just because like there's certain people that are at certain levels over here and there's other people that are doing things over here and you can get good insight from others just by just listening and not being so, because I feel like a lot of people that are creatives get really defensive. You know, like people are very sensitive about their craft. I get it,
I was
but
gonna say, come on, Erica Badu. That's exactly what she said. I'm sensitive about my issue.
I get it. I understand. But at the same time, like if you're sharing something with somebody, don't expect them not to say stuff if you aren't like, I don't know. It's like don't share things with people if you don't expect them to come back with feedback.
Right. That part. People are very opinionated, especially in these day and age. And I think to your point of getting outside, right now it's limited the type of accessibility we have to the outside world, but virtual meetings are happening. There's virtual meetups. There's all these creative ways to, I think, connect with other folks in your lane and outside your lane, but with similar values. So I think that's a really golden ticket one. And one other thing that you had said earlier that I wanted to highlight and draw on is you pull your stats, you pull your data from your sites, you know where traffic is going, you know conversion rates. Why is that so important to know? How to access it, and then two, how to interpret it.
It's honestly something that's still an ongoing like learning process for me, just
Yeah.
because like analytics and stuff is not my strong suit. I'm not gonna lie and say that I know it all because I do not. I'm always looking up, okay, what does this mean?
Yeah.
How can I like where is this at? And like all of that. So research is important with like building a business, growing a brand, all of that stuff as well. But like within my website, I have an analytics like tab. And then
Mm-hmm.
also I have Google Analytics, which is hooked up to my website. So it tells me every month like the demographics of like where the traffic is coming from. I can see like if there's connecting sites or like referral sites that referred to my website. Keywords, like what are people searching, what are people looking for, what was popular during that month, like what was something that people loved reading or like watching or like seeing on within my website. I kind of take all of that into consideration when I actually share different posts. Well, okay, I need to share more things on skin, or I need to share more things on fashion over here. Or people like favorites. Like I share like different favorites of the month, like stuff that I've been using, which I haven't done that post for this month just because I've had a lot of other stuff going on. But it is like it's a post that I really like sharing because a lot of people like to know about like new products, like stuff for skincare, new foods that I've tried, new snacks. Like it's a fun post to share every month. So a lot of people like looking at that. But yeah, it's just kind of like digging in and seeing where your traffic is coming from. And analytics I feel like are important because that's how you know like what direction to go in or like what's making sense for your brand, what's not making sense, and like where you kind of need to pull from or like hold back on, and really see like what people are coming to you for.
You know what? I think that statement actually solidifies for anyone who may be on the fence about clicking that button, because it's right there, right? They do all the work for you. Clicking that button to review it is the biggest thing, is understanding your community, the audience, and what they're interested in, and to be able to provide them more of what they're wanting. Um, I think, like you said, is crucial. But also, what I really appreciate your overall approach to this is that you are a business, like you're a brand in your business, and you're operating as such, and you're recognizing areas to prioritize, which is building out your community and making sure it's a safe environment while providing them with the content necessary for them to experience a fulfilling life or day or whatever it is that you're doing. Um, and I think this is so important for us to extract and hyper focus on, because I think oftentimes we look at content creators or the other one, influencers. I feel like influencer is like it's like fast food, and it's going to burn out. And I feel like content creator, like your content, I'm consciously being intentional about what I'm putting out, whether I'm putting more on the descriptive or not. But I see a variation between the two, because I don't follow influencers online. I follow people that create content that speaks to me, that is consistent, that I love the flash. So it can be flashy, it can be loud, as long as it's speaking to me. So I hear you saying be intentional with your mission and vision. I hear you also saying understand how you're going to build this out, in a sustainable way. Gather data, and keep doing follow-up and checking in. But moreover, recognize that you're a brand and you need to establish something outside of this kind of social media space, which is a website or some type of entity where you can have controlling operation over it. So own your own stuff is what I hear you saying.
Yes.
Which I think is so valuable, because again, if you're moving into this space, it's just moving fast, like the world moves fast. So in looking at the holistic of all that you've done, or the totality, not the holistic, the totality of the work body of work you have done, what's next for you, or what's next for Black Creative? Like what is the 2021 rollout look like? I mean, given we don't really know what 2020 is going to look like, but you know what I mean? Like you have
Planning
a
for
vision.
the future.
Whether or not, it's going to all unpack the way you like it to. You have a vision. So,
Yes.
what does that look like for you?
For me, bringing more opportunities to the creative community, bringing more like castings and more people looking for the creatives to create stuff, like within San Diego, it could be LA, like wherever. I want to bring that to the community. And also, since I am working with Black SD Magazine, it's in collaboration. So there's going to be stuff rolled out on the site, and bringing that like magazine part to the creative side is kind of what's like together right now. And also we're planning out Fashion Week for next year, so that's coming up, and we want to give opportunity for designers and creatives to come together with us, to work with us and be part of something that is needed in San Diego on that side of fashion. Because like in fashion, like I said before, like being in fashion, I was like one of the only Black girls. There was only like a few of us, and in like the high fashion side, and I really want to see more people of color, more Black people be in high fashion, and more people like actually attend a fashion show that is like professionally run. It's not some like hole in the wall thing. It's going to be high quality production. That's what we're bringing for 2021. So it's all about high quality, all about just like bringing more of a presence to the Black community and showing that we can do this way. We can be high class, and we can do like have fun, do whatever in the streets, but like dress up, be cute.
Yeah. And I've seen that even through San Diego Melanin, I think, is another group that hosts a lot of really great events as well. So as long as they're following Black creatives, they will stay tuned, or Black SD magazine.
Black SD magazine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as they're following those two sites, they'll be able to stay up to date. And will you all be rolling out like the application process for submitting if you're a designer, or because I'm assuming you guys are going to be looking for, like, who are you guys going to be looking for? Let me not assume anything. Let me just ask. Listen, I got it right here, so I might as well ask.
No, we are going to be looking for designers. We are going to be looking for models. Also, I do want to put a dance number together and like include dancers and musicians and artists and stuff like that within the show. So we're going to be looking for literally everything to be a part of it.
Yo, so listen, this is definitely gonna be an opportunity for all of you that feel now is the time, whether you're on the fence or not, to kind of put yourself out there. Definitely reach out. All of the information will be included below. You'll be able to click the link and go directly to the page to stay connected. But this is incredible. This is huge. I'm excited
Yeah.
about this.
This is the first time I'm actually telling anybody like live in person.
Whoa,
You're getting an exclusive. The only people that know about like what's happening is the team.
Wow, wow. Well, I'm excited about this because again, I think when we think about Fashion Week, we immediately think New York. Obviously, February. I think like mid-February is when mid to end of February.
And September. Usually, Fashion Week is about like right now.
Oh, and September too. See, I didn't know about September too. Okay. So for next year, is it going to be right in the early part of the year, or is that still being built?
It's going to be February.
It is. Wow. Yo, that is exciting. I'm so happy to hear just all the, I think, opportunities that are not just being opened up for established entities, so many others, but I think you all creating opportunities for the others that are coming up in the ranks to say, hey, you can come in and you can, showcase and, be put on as long as you're willing to do the work. So, wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us, Tiffany, and what's to come for 2021. Tell the people where they can find you.
They can find me at glitzandglambytiff.com, which is my website. And then Instagram is at glitzandglambytiff. And then you can find me also, well, actually not really find me, but I share a bunch of stuff to Black Creatives SD, which is BLK Creatives SD. And I share events and businesses and creatives that are doing a bunch of amazing things throughout San Diego, and also Black SD, which is BLACKSD magazine.com. You can find a bunch of stuff over there. I contribute to that with Michael, and yeah, that's pretty much like all the different platforms.
Yes.
And then also like on my website, like you can find a bunch of different stuff that I'm doing and whatever else I have going on and whatever I'm sharing weekly. So
yeah,
that's a little bit of me.
It is so much that you provide that's quality, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate you for taking out the time to connect with us today. And again, all the content that is shared today, information that you all want to partake in, will be included below. We thank you so much for taking time out to spend another day with the Cafecito Series. Definitely stay tuned for more exciting guests. Have a great day. Bye.